Welcome back, everyone. This is News Now from the Belmont Journal, and Lisa Gibalerio of the Wayside Youth and Family Support Network joins us once again. Lisa also is coordinator of the Belmont Wellness Coalition, and I'm your host, Mike Crowley. Today, we're talking about the Youth Risk Behavior Survey. So, Lisa, I'll just start by asking you to tell us, what is the Youth Risk Behavior Survey?
Sure. Thank you, Mike. The Youth Risk Behavior Survey is a comprehensive survey that the CDC put together over 20 years ago, and it is administered here in Belmont about every 2 years to students in grades 7 through 12. It asks a wide range of questions about nutrition, safety, mental health, screen time, bullying, substance misuse. And parents can, if they choose to do so, opt their children out of taking the survey.
Okay. So, Lisa, I think the survey was just administered this past year.
Yes.
Um, can you tell us what the data on substance use from that survey tell us?
Sure. So the substance use data from this past April was actually not alarming. We had a little bit of good news, which is that nothing really went up. We tend to focus on alcohol, marijuana, and nicotine. And in most cases, it either stayed the same or in some cases slightly trended down. However, we did learn about what students are thinking about these substances, how risky are they. And what we learned that was a bit alarming, or at least surprising, is that of nicotine, marijuana, and alcohol, students find alcohol to be the least risky substance. So they're not all that concerned about alcohol use. So we need to pay attention to that. And the other thing that we do know, Mike, is that as students get older, 7th to 9th to 11th and so on, they do tend to see substances overall as being less risky for them.
How about the mental health questions, Lisa? What are we seeing there?
So it was pretty consistent with what we saw in 2021, but it is concerning, Mike. I'm not going to say it isn't. The number of students across all 6 grades, 7 through 12, who either considered suicide or made a suicide plan definitely warrants our attention. So 160 across those grades indicated that they have at some time considered suicide, and about 100 checked the box that they have made a suicide plan.
That is really concerning, Lisa. And I do want to ask you, what do we know about what's contributing to the mental health issues affecting our youth?
Right. So the data has been pouring out over the last year or 18 months that social media use, screen time use is definitely having an impact on their mental health. We also know that overwhelming stress is a risk factor, lack of sleep. In some cases, there's a genetic predisposition. So these are all risk factors with regard to mental health issues. The other thing we learned, Mike, is that students who have mental health issues, who seem to be either depressed or anxious, we noted that they tend to use substances. So that's something else we need to focus on.
Do we have any sense, Lisa, from the survey, uh, which of our youth are most affected by these issues?
We do. So we know that students who identify as genderqueer, Black, multiracial, and female show the highest numbers of mental health concerns.
What else is noteworthy from the survey data, Lisa?
Well, we asked a question about stress. We asked the students, what tends to be stressing you out? And the top 3 answers for both grades 7 and 8, as well as the high school grades, were the same. So it's issues pertaining to their futures. That's, we've seen that before. Just schoolwork, school in general is a stressor. Again, we've seen that one before. The one that came in both, again, high school and middle school, that surprised us a little was appearances. So their appearance is a factor contributing to their stress levels. So we think that's probably correlated to social media use, Instagram, posting of pictures, but we need to pay attention to that factor.
Anything else, Lisa?
Well, just that the Belmont Wellness Coalition on its website has a lot of resources for parents in talking about substances, talking about mental health. And for anyone who wants a more comprehensive view of this data, we will be presenting it next Monday evening to the Select Board, roughly around 7:30 or 8 o'clock. It's hard to tell how the agenda is running, but we'll present a more comprehensive look at the data then.
And that's on December 11th.
Yes, Monday, December 11th. And I think you can, Zoom in or we'll be there in person.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Lisa. We've been talking about the Youth Risk Behavior Survey results for Belmont, some very concerning data. And just a last note, parents, please talk with your children. And if you need to reach out for help, please do so. We'll see you next time.
Major funding for the Belmont Media Center is paid by franchise fees from Comcast, Verizon, provided through the town of Belmont. Additional support is provided by our business and community sponsors, including Russian School of Mathematics and MAN, Monderer Design, Tamsin Kaplan, Alden Lock and Security, Nursing on Demand, Trinkdish and Craft Beer Cellar, and by Bethel Temple Center, Belmont Chinese American Association, National Association of Armenian Studies and Research, and by you. Thank you. Support live and local TV coverage of public meetings, school events, town activities, and hyper-local news by donating to BMC at belmontmedia.org/donate.